Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. My name is Doug Brunke. I am the founder and CEO of Global Chamber. This is a really important conversation, and I normally say I'm not real keen about networking, what that means, but and I'm not sure what the right word is. I think I see Charles Bernard in the audience. And it's really ultimately a sales conversation. It's understanding buyers. It's a more holistic conversation. Networking, for networking's sake, seems like a little bit of not a lost cause, but it seems like there should be a purpose behind connecting with people. And I'm going to imagine our speaker, Basil Lemba, will talk a little bit about that. He knows what the purpose is and what he trains typically, and that is you have a business, there's plenty of other people that potentially could be your client. And so, how do you make the connection between those people who you may not know and your business? And that's networking. And that's a good thing. I think we can all agree that means a lot. There's also other aspects to that. And Charles can expound on that very well in terms of understanding buyers. And there's other aspects to it. And so Basil Lemba is, I'm not sure there's a better expert on networking and the science of networking and understanding how networking leads to profits. And beyond that, not just being an expert, but knowing how to operationalize that for anyone doing business. So, Basil, thank you so much for being part of Global Chamber.
My
Thanks
pleasure.
for always being present, whether you're here or not. Your ideas and thoughts pervade us in a very good way. And so today you're going to kick off a two-part quarterly conversation today, and then in 3 months, a part two, where you're going to kick off the idea of having a networking mindset for success and taking the next steps to grow your business through networking. Thank you so much. I can't wait to learn more.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Can I share my slides?
You bet. How do you imagine today's conversation going? Should people ask questions, or is there a Q&A, or how do you imagine it will happen?
They can ask question at any time.
Okay.
Yes.
So encourage everybody to share your information, to get your mind set in gear for
Hmm.
a great conversation and interject as you can. Raising your hand might be better. I'll turn the floor to you, Basil.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Doug. And thank you, Cesar, and all that you do. You know, I'm 100% into the Global Chamber because of what they do. Lord only can tell if it's very much needed right now. So anything I can do to help. And I very much appreciate this series because it gives me that opportunity to contribute and participate. So as Doug mentioned, in this session and the next one, we are going to cover the correct networking mindset. So trying to move the slides here. Okay, so that's me. So what I would like to do now is go ahead and give everybody the chance to introduce themselves by giving us the name and your company, and in one line, what you do. Okay, so let's start with Doug himself.
Thank you, Basil. My name is Doug Brunke. Hello, my name is Doug Brunke. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Chamber. I connect people and help facilitate their success on the global stage.
Very good. Thank you. Cesar.
Hello, my name is Cesar Trabanco from the Global Chamber, and I connect people and businesses across borders.
Very good. Thank you. Nikhil?
Thank you so much. My apologies. It's already almost 10 o'clock in the night, so my video is turned off. I'm Nikhil, founder of Envision Advisory. We help companies get success anywhere in the world. We work across the world, and we are when we say get success, of course, we help them get sales, purely sales, no theory, only implementation. And we work with foreign governments also to promote India, bilateral ties between and with India. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Crom?
Hello, everyone. My name is Krompev, and I am trade representative of company Vemu. We are producer of food supplements, and we are looking for distributors and buyers which interested to buy quality food supplements for sport and health.
Very, very good. Thank you. Charles?
Hi there, Charles
Hi.
Bernard with Criteria for Success in Calavia. We help companies who want to sell better by enabling their buyers to buy better.
Very good. Thank you. Luis?
Hello, good afternoon. I am Luis Villaclara from Barcelona, Spain,
Uh-huh.
and I am managing partner of Clarkson Hyde Asesores Financieros. And we help companies to manage their financial area in different fields.
Very good. Thank you. Anita?
Hi, good morning. Anita Rodal, president of SBPI Services, where we focus on communication and finance for business owners.
Very good. Thank you. Danielle?
Yes. Hi, Danielle Orcutt, Sales Director at MoneyCorp, helping global businesses save money on exchange rates and lower their FX risks associated with the fluctuations in rates. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thierry?
He said he was going to do it in writing.
Oh, okay. Good. Excellent. Have we covered everybody online? Okay. Well, we have the Myla. Go ahead. Come on. Are you there, Myla?
Hello, I'm Myla. I am
Good.
the marketing project manager for Global Chamber.
Very good. Thank you. Never miss anybody else. Okay, very good. All right. Well, let's
Yes,
continue.
I can tell.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I miss you. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Hi, my name is Shankar Damodran, and I am the Global Chamber Ahmedabad Executive Director. My main areas of focus are ecosystem development and FDI acceleration. And I am also the editor of a publishing company called Presidential. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have we covered every person so far? All right. I think the answer is yes. Okay, let's continue then. So briefly tell me you came to this call. I would like to find out what is that you expect from this series as a whole. Just let's get 2 or 3 replies.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Hi. Well, one of my specialties is helping people with their elevator pitches, and I'm very curious to see how you're addressing networking in general, which is one of the reasons why you want a good elevator pitch. So I'm happy to see how you focus on the networking component of it, because the two of those go really well together.
Very good. Excellent. You are correct. Anyone else?
Yes, hello. In my
So,
case,
Mr. Basile, I would just like,
sorry.
my apologies. Kindly.
Yeah, Nikhil, go ahead then. And then we'll go to the next person.
Yeah, so my apologies. I've been a part of Global Chambers in some time now, and I frequently see a lot of people wanting to supposedly connect on the Globinars. For example, I have reached out to certain people in these Globinars, and well, sometimes there's a cultural difference, and maybe people don't understand the services, or people don't understand what you're trying to connect with them for, even though it's made clear in the chats or the private messages on email discussions. So I think breaking the cultural barrier before we network successfully and with full trust. I emphasize the word again, with good trust is important, because we work with importers, buyers all across the world, and also with foreign governments. But once you have the trust base, so what I'm trying to understand is, from your perspective, how do we go about building that trust? Because even in Global Chamber, honestly, I haven't had that much of success in connecting with the right people, including in this Globinars. But I think you'll address that. Thank you.
Very good. You're welcome. Totally understood. Somebody else was, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Shankar. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm good at networking and connecting.
Mhm.
The challenge that I have is working the net. After I network, how do I make it so practical and build a good friendship? Believe me, I have a philosophy that I feel there are no strangers, only friends you haven't met. So I'm good at connecting, but I want to follow up and make them lifelong friends and actually create some value out of that.
Totally understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Well, for me, I'll speak out. Networking is one of the most important areas in my activities. So anything to improve that will be welcome.
Okay. Totally understood. Very well. All right. Okay, so let's move on then. I got it. Steve Jobs has said, learn continually. There's always one more thing to learn. In this series, we'll bring some information to your attention. We want you to evaluate that information. If it makes sense to you, take it, add it to your successful actions. If it doesn't, then discard it. Okay? A whole program run on the line from Gautama Siddhartha Buddha. He says, I know something if I studied it thoroughly or if I've experienced it. Meaning, what is true for you is true because you have experienced it or because you have studied it thoroughly. That's all that matters. Not what I say. It's all up to you. If you experience it, you study it, then you run with it. Okay. That being said, Doug mentioned the purpose of networking. We have been doing this for over 22 years now. We research networking, codified it, turned it into a science. Yes, when you study a subject, whichever it may be, the first thing to do is to state the purpose of the subject. That's number one. And then you go through the rest. Okay. We had then to do the same thing. So the purpose of networking is to create acceptance. By acceptance, we mean favorable reception. One of the biggest breakthroughs in our research was understanding that you can break down business development. Not that you can, it is broken down, in fact, in business development, even though this was not stated or communicated clearly to you. 20 years ago, we ran into a situation. We realized the bottom line was somebody did not know how to network. This literally scared the hell out of us because we were just starting putting on our event. If someone came to our event and left upset, that could have destroyed the organization, the reputation, and everything. So we went to bookstores, libraries, and universities looking for a networking know-how. But we couldn't find anything really that we could pass on to one and all and say, here it is. In fact, all the materials out there could be put in two separate categories. The first one will be opinions, and these that are just opinions. And the second one would be successful actions. Whereas the successful action may work for Doug, it will not work for Cesar. And everybody, we're welcoming everybody. We have to come up with something that works for one and all. And that's what we did in the last 2 years. And at the beginning of the research, we ask ourselves, what is the thing most people can do? What is the thing most people can do? We came up with driving a car. In fact, according to the US Department of Transportation, 91% of the adult population have a driver license. That is over 9 out of 10. Okay. Now, how do you drive a car? Ignition key number 1, gear shifting number 2, pedal to the middle. In that order, all the times, all of us, every time. Now, if you violate that sequence, the car will not move. Okay? Any one of us here on this call or and beyond, we get into the car, we do 1, 2, 3, and as a result, the car moves. So we say to ourselves, very well, we have a 1, 2, 3 to drive a car. 91% of the adult population drive a car. All we need to figure out is the 1, 2, 3 to get client. If we ever did, then we have it made. And that's what we research and discover in the last 20 plus years. The way you get client is 1, networking, 2, promotion, and 3, sales. In that order all the time for long-term success. A survey was done at the Chamber of Commerce, not this one, I know the Chamber of Commerce, and people were asked, who is here to sell something? All the hands went up. Who is here to buy something? All the hands went down. That means what? The people at that event were into selling a product. That was the mindset to sell. Problem was they were at a networking event. So that's what networking event becomes challenging, because you think you are at a networking event, but the people really are thinking about selling. Okay? Now, if you have been in business more than 30 minutes, I'm sure somebody walked up to you and say, Anita, what is your elevator speech? Anita, what is the elevator speech? When I'm giving you my elevator speech, I'm promoting myself or my business. So the elevator speech then comes under promotion. So what we come to realize in our culture and society and worldwide, when you say networking, people are thinking sales covertly, overtly, or promotion. We never graduated to networking. You follow me? So I say networking, promotion, and sales. The purpose of sales is to collect the money. The purpose of promotion is to create a strong desire for your product. The purpose of networking is to create acceptance. So the way the game is played is you create acceptance first. Now they ask you what you do, you tell them what you do, you promote yourself, and then you move into selling your product. 1, 2, 3. We'll go deeper on that in part 2. But for right now, I say the purpose of networking is to create acceptance. And how do you create acceptance? Becomes a question. So that's what I open that question now to you. How would you create acceptance? Understanding that the purpose of networking is to create acceptance. Mic open, you can speak. You guys are still there? Hello, can you hear me?
You create acceptance.
Yeah, how would you create acceptance? If we agree, at least for a minute now, that the purpose of networking is create acceptance, how would you go about it?
You show interest in the other situation, the other people's situation.
Okay.
What the other want.
All right. Anybody else? Thank you. Anybody else?
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Very good. Understand. Anybody else? Any other suggestions or ideas?
And you have to be
If you're
pleasant.
talking to
That's
an
a given.
importer or a buyer, oh, I'm sorry, somebody else is. Yeah.
Go ahead, Anita. Go ahead. Finish off. Anita,
I'm
you were
just
saying?
saying, you have to be pleasant.
Very
You
good.
have to exude pleasantness, among other things.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, Nikhil, you were saying something?
You have to identify the need of the person in terms of what is his number one problem area which he's looking to solve when speaking or networking or trying to interact with you. Once you get that right, because certain cultures, for example, the British, I work with the UK government, I work with certain British companies. They are very to the face. They are raw and blunt. They can be rude at times, and that's how the UK culture is. You can't tell them to be pleasant because that's how the importers, the buyers, the people who are buying the services are. So what I'm trying to convey is that the purpose is not to have necessarily a pleasant conversation. It's always first to understand what's the need for that person to connect, to talk to us. What's the number one problem area which probably we could solve.
Gotcha. Very good. Thank you. Anybody else?
I think
Well, I have enough. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think also it's important to listen, right? I think as salespeople that are potentially selling a service or a product, it's like you need to kind of stop, and it's really hard sometimes, and it can be uncomfortable, but you have to really learn how to listen well, even if it's uncomfortable.
Very well. Understood. Yes, Anita, you want to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a different take on networking and elevator pitches along with that. I don't see it as something where you're looking at when you walk into a room, unless you're specifically at a sales event, but you already made the distinction between sales events and networking. Networking really has two purposes, in my opinion: to let people know who you are and to create the interest or the acceptance to have a subsequent conversation with you. And what you're trying to do is tap into everybody else's world. You can't go into a room thinking, oh, yay, fresh meat. All these people could be my clients. I think when you walk into a room, you need to look at everybody a, as a referral source. So for every single person in that room, they know hundreds, if not thousands of people. And that is the true value of networking, not trying to sell them something, but trying to get their acceptance such that they refer people that they know to you. And that gives you a much bigger presence in the room.
Very well. Thank you. Somebody else want to say something?
I think, I think perseverance and action, this is the most important to create acceptance.
Okay.
These two steps is very necessary.
But I really like what Daniel said. Listening is even I've seen that listening is more than half the battle won. If you have, if you are able to listen to a person in such a way that the person feels like talking more and more to you, I think that's half the battle won. So yeah, being a patient listener is key.
Very well, thank you. Anybody else?
Yes. For me, I think networking is an art and a science. And when you say each one has a different take on networking, it actually means it's a quality of your being. And one has a way to language being by showing curiosity, interest in another person, and acceptance from a very holistic place that you are beginning something where you are not knowing, but I don't have an agenda. I'm not here to do business, but I'm here to connect to another human being. This is my understanding.
Gotcha. Thank you. Anybody else? Very good. Thank you. Moving on then. So then we discuss the question, how do you create acceptance? In everything we do, in every aspect of networking that we'll present to you, we drill down to the basic law of that aspect of networking, or we find or came up, redefine that aspect of networking. That's what made it into a full-fledged science. Okay. Allow me to introduce to you the law of acceptance. Because one believes in oneself, one doesn't try to convince. Because one is content with oneself, one doesn't need others' approval. Because one accepts oneself, the whole world accepts him or her. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a law, much like the gravity law. I have my phone over here. I may or may not know the gravity law, or I may or may not have studied it, but if I ever throw this thing up, it's going to come down each and every time, 100% of the time. Regardless if I'm sitting in South America, Africa, Europe, United States, because it is a law. I mentioned successful action. There are different ways and means one can go to create acceptance. They work to greater or lesser degree. But in what we teach, everything we teach you works 100% of the time. I didn't say 99.99, 100% of the time. Allow me to give you an illustration of what I'm talking about here. There is a heavyweight champion. Most of you know him. His name is Muhammad Ali. In his later ages, when he became a little older, he contracted he had the Parkinson disease, whereas you shake this way, right? And I'm pretty sure that some members of his family, some friends, or some celebrities suggested to him to stay home, to not go out in public, so that perhaps he can preserve his image. All right? But what does Ali did? He said, the Parkinson disease does not define me. So of all places, he was going out. Of all places, he went on the Oprah show where you could see him like that, being seen by millions worldwide. The 1996 Olympic Committee noticed that he didn't have a problem accepting himself. So they invite him to be the fourth person carrying the torch at the Olympic Games in Atlanta. I'm sure some of you remember that time, or that event. When he appeared, the whole stadium went bananas. The stadium, the world at large. People was crying. You can watch that video, look it up. People were crying. I mean, it was just such an intense, emotional. The entire stadium embraced him. All right? But the story does not even end there. He finished off what he was doing during the part of ceremony. He was brought down. He got into his car. One of the runners saw the car leaving the stadium. She passed out. She couldn't stand the idea of Muhammad Ali leaving the stadium. That's how much she embraced it, to embrace him to the point where she passed out. This, ladies and gentlemen, should give you an example of the law of creating acceptance and how powerful it is. Creating acceptance has absolutely nothing to do with the person you are talking to. Zero. It's all between your ears. We can read again. Because one accepts oneself, the whole world accepts him or her. They didn't say they accept him or her 50% of the time or 90%. It is a law. If you accept yourself, they accept you. Period. End of story. And this is the foundation of networking. If this is not in place, it's a hit and miss proposition. Sometimes it may, sometimes it doesn't. If this is in place, now we can build from here. At this stage, I would like to do a little exercise with you. I would like you to write down now what you like about yourself. Let's take 2 to 3 minutes. Please write down what you like about yourself. I'll give you 1 more minute. Very well. We're going to stop here. I know you can write a whole book on that subject, so you can finish off the book after we're done here. Now, just like you see these are digital prints. These are the digital print any one of us can be recognized by. And they are unique to us, each and every one of us. What you wrote down now as you can say the mental, spiritual prints of who you are. Only you can express those attributes, those qualities as you do. No one else can. Okay? When you go out to meet people, you want to be those qualities. You want to accept yourself and communicate yourself as being that person. Someone once said, be yourself because everybody else is taken. When you go out and talk to people, you want to be who you are, what you just wrote down. When you do, they accept you. If you don't, you are cheating them from yourself. If you don't showcase them, they picked it up on some level. I don't know about that guy Thierry. I don't know. But if Thierry come out as himself, they may or may not agree with Thierry, but they respect him. They feel like they are not cheated. what tends to happen because of the education and not knowing what understanding, not understanding what networking is, more often than not, when we move out and knowingly to ourselves, we put on what we call a synthetic personality. That's not us. We are here. The synthetic personality is in front, talking to the people. They don't like the synthetic personality. They don't want it. But when you come, they accept you. They don't have to agree with you, but that's how acceptance is created. You follow? So acceptance is just you accepting yourself, coming out, showing up, being yourself, not trying to be anything else. And from there, they connect or not. You are not necessarily interested in connecting with each and every human being on the planet. But those who there is a connection now, you have a solid and sane and healthy foundation from which both of you can build. That is the foundation of networking. Talking about the mindset, that is the mindset. The mindset is to be yourself. And you all set. From there, you'll get nothing but growth as an individual. And you will see the relationships, business-wise or otherwise, get more smooth. Because it is built on the truth. And that truth is yourself. All right. I mentioned that this is just a part of what we do. The system we created has all these parts. Today, we just cover part of mindset. We'll continue next time. And in the series, we address defining your ideal client. And then we'll teach you, this is what Anira is talking about, how to introduce yourself. All of everything we teach, naturally, as I say, works 100% of the time. We'll cover how you follow up with people. And we also cover how to close. In a nutshell, we'll teach you everything you need to know from contacting the person to closing the deal within your own personality. Okay? I have a gift for you, actually, because you took the time to attend this event. There's a complimentary assessment there that I'm extending to you. You can take it, fill it out, I'll follow up with you. And then we discuss the different part with you here. The interesting part about this assessment is like much like when you go into a mall, it tells you you are here. And from there, you can map out or work out where you want to go. But this gives you the baseline from which you can do nothing but grow and dramatically increase your networking skills. From time to time, we put on a class. In fact, Cesar has taken that class. And that class, we are lucky because we have a class coming up called Networking for Profit, where we cover these 5 elements that I mentioned to you. And it's starting on April the 20th, just for your information. 6 consecutive classes where we go over each and every aspect of networking. In that program answers all the questions you ever had about networking. It also answers the questions you never had. It is 20 years, 22 plus years of networking that we brought together for you to have. You'll have the basic laws, just like we discussed acceptance today. You'll have the basic fundamental laws of each and every aspect here. So you can, after that, do them as naturally as if you were driving a car. I mentioned 1, 2, 3, networking is here. Okay. This is promotion here. And here is sales. So ignition key, gear shifting, pedal to the meter. It is all there. Any question at all? As we have a few minutes left. Or comment or anything.
I think Doug raised his hand. Doug, do you have any comments?
I do. You mentioned about laying yourself out there. And so my question is, what about laying your best the best aspects of yourself out there, versus laying it all out there. And what I'm raising is Muhammad Ali was who he was, and he was an amazing person. And in networking scenarios, we sometimes see people who have clear dysfunctionalities, or particularly around just for themselves, right? Pitch, 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 pitch. That's really not them. That's just what they've learned about of how to do it. So what about the aspect of the process of asking questions? How does that weave into this whole aspect?
Oh, my dear friend, you're getting ahead of me. We cover that in the subsequent class. We'll cover here at this series as well.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. But we put in there the foundation. I'll give you a tip here. I'll throw it out there. Over the last 20 years, one of the biggest questions people ask me is, how do I start a conversation? How do I talk to somebody? How do I? Again, the answer is extremely simple. Let's say I want to run into an event and Danielle is there. I want to start a conversation with Danielle. Okay. So I just walked up to Danielle and then I'll say, I don't think we have been introduced. Danielle, open your mic. Let's practice that.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I walked up to you. I never met you. I walked up to you. I say, I don't think we have been introduced.
No, I've never met you before.
Oh, your name is?
Danielle.
Danielle. Very good.
Yes.
Which company are you with, ma'am?
I'm with Money Corp.
Ah, what do you guys do?
So we help people get good exchange rates to save them money and basically save them time with processing those payments.
I see. Since how long have you been with the company?
You know, I actually just moved over, but I have 16 years experience doing this. So I'm excited to be over here.
Oh, very good. What do you like most about what you do?
I really like helping people, you know, educating them about FX and, you know, the markets and things of that nature.
Oh, very good. You know, I need to run out of here, but I tell you what, I'm very interested about what you do. You mind if I give you a call and then we can meet up later sometimes and then you can tell me more about what you do?
I would love that.
Very good. Well, here's my card and I'll be sure to contact you, okay?
Thank you.
Very good. You're very welcome, ma'am. Okay, what did I do there? I just walked up to Danielle. I asked questions about her. It's not about me. You connect with people when you listen to them, not when you talk to them. What I'm doing is I'm putting in the ignition key. That's the connecting point, giving her the opportunity to talk to me. Because I've done that, she appreciates that. It's a natural thing. She's open for a second meeting or another meeting. At which point in time, I'll go and learn some more about her. And in the process, Danielle's going to ask me what I do. At which point in time, I move to step 2, which is promotion, telling her what I do. It is a 1, 2, 3. The people who talking to people, they want to talk to people all the time. They have never been trained. We wouldn't take the car keys and hand them to a 16 years old and say, go ahead and drive. But that is what most people on this planet got when it comes to networking. They were told, go and network, go and network, go and network, go and network. What are they supposed to do? Nobody ever tell them. In fact, they couldn't, since the subject was never codified until we did it. People blame themselves. I don't know how to network. I am an introvert. I'm an extrovert. Actually, all that is a confession that we don't have a workable know-how. We don't say Danielle is a natural driver. If we want Danielle to drive, we take her to driving school. She comes out on the other side. She drives. We don't sit there and debate if she's normal or natural or not. All the flaws and challenges you see in networking is because they have never had a track to run on, and nobody ever taught them how to properly network. Driving a car is way more complex, way more dangerous than networking. In networking, you just never had a track to run on. If you can drive a car, trust me, you can master networking. Any other question?
I just want to know, there is a usage where they say you work the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you walk into a room
Mm-hmm.
and you know whom to talk to or how to navigate your way in ways that can be, you know, an experience of fulfillment. So, is there anything that you cover in your workshop on working the room, or you
Oh,
just,
yeah,
yeah?
absolutely, yes, yes. It is absolutely, we do cover that, definitely. It is you have to, because when you go to networking event, there's a lot of people. You have to be able to cover territory or have some kind of approach to be able to make the most of it. Definitely, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
What do you have in the form of a demo class, just for people to get an experience, just for people to understand how really worth it is it? Because, everyone's objective is different. For example, my objective of having a networking class from you could be very different from, obviously, a few other people.
Good
Yeah.
question, Nikhil.
Yeah.
Very good question.
Yes, that's you're totally right. Networking is most like building a house. I may not have told you that I didn't go about my story, but I happen to be an architect. Okay, and later on I got highly trained in administration and have 30,000 hours in networking. Malcolm Gladwell said to be an expert at a subject, you need to put 10,000 hours. I put over 30,000 hours to networking. Those three things, being an architect, studying administrations, and 30,000 hours networking is what allowed me to put together the science of networking. Okay. Now, talking about architecture, in anything you want to have the foundation of the foundations. This class here gives you the foundations. It told you, one day I was at a meeting, and then I think it was at the Association of Realtors, and then I'm talking to a mortgage guy. And then I whip out this thing and show that to him. And he told me, he looked at it, they train all the mortgage company in the countries. He looked at it and I said, that's it. I was like, that's it? What does that mean, that's it? That's it what? Compared to what? That's it. I couldn't even understand. And he said that and he left. And I was left a puzzle. That's it for what? What does that mean? That's it. I could never figure it out. And then a year or two later, and I'm teaching because we do the group class as well as the individual class. Then I'm having the student, and then we finish off lesson number 1. At the end of the lesson, I always ask, do you have any question regarding what we covered today? She looked at me and said, She asked me a question. I said, that's interesting because that's covered in lesson number 2. Good. The week after that, we did lesson number 2. And then at the end, I asked, at the end of lesson number 2, do you have any question regarding what we covered today? She said, yes. She asked the question. The question had to do with lesson number 3. That's when I understood. This is built one step to the next. from the viewpoint of somebody putting it together, you don't necessarily see it, but you see from the student, that's what the guy meant that it. These are the exact, precise, standard, natural steps you go to sell a product, to enhance the relationships, and for that matter, to get a job. But you need those foundation in place and in order. And then we have other level, coaching level that we offer at highest level. But these are the foundations of the foundation. If you're building a house and the foundation are not in place, it's a matter of time. You never know when that things come down. Here we give you all the foundation. Now you're all set, and then you can use then anything else or create around it, but you will know the foundation. Does that answer your question? Hello? Did that answer your
Yes,
question?
yes, Mr. Basil. So I think it kind of, I think the best way to test it is I could give you certain specific, I'll connect with you offline. I could give you certain specific
Yeah, let me
examples
put my information here in the chat. I didn't do that. Generally, I do.
We're going to need to start to wrap up, Basil.
Yeah, sure.
So we have about 2 or 3 minutes left. And so let's make sure we have some time for you to do some closing comments.
Sure.
Well, now we can see your hat.
I told you about it, right? People remember the hat. They don't remember my face. Basil, let me make sure I have it right. Basil. There you go. You have my phone number, my email. Feel free to reach out. Absolutely. Okay, we can. Any other question? Last question we can take? You can also reach out to me by filling out the assessment here. There you go. Okay, I'm glad you came. We're very excited working with the chamber. It took us a good, actually, it takes about 20 to 25 years to put together a science. So it's not surprising that it took us 20 years to put this thing together. We're now at the stage where we joined the Chamber of Commerce to share that with as many people as possible. So that's our goal. And the goal of the Institute is enhance relationships amongst the people of Earth. Enhance relationships amongst the people of Earth. So that's the goal of the Institute.
Congratulations on that. Another goal that we have is to advance the success of members. And by enhancing that success, it does enhance the world and all the things that Basil talks about. And he's interested in those as well. And the process works. And so thank you, Basil, for sharing some of these aspects. Do we have the information for your April 20th training in the chat area?
I put it now. I'll put it. You can just put my website where you can go and find out about it.
Okay. If you'd like to put that in there. Basil does this on a regular basis, and the next training program is April 20th. I encourage you all to take a look. We also at Global Chamber will be putting together global business development programs that incorporate the networking piece and then just overall incorporate sales and marketing and promotion and cross-cultural. One of the things that I think probably all of us recognize is that what we're involved with is something pretty magical when you're doing business internationally. It's magical when it works. It seems like black magic when it doesn't quite work, meaning how do I figure this out? What do I need to do differently? Is it a cultural thing? Is it my selling? Is it my marketing? Is it how I'm networking? Is it how I'm coming across? There's so many things that can go wrong. There are the similar many things that can go right. And our goal here is to make sure that as many things go right as you can. I recommend Basil's training. I recommend the book High Road Leadership by John Maxwell. That was what I was alluding to earlier when I was asking the question about my own dysfunctionality in terms of not working at the high road leadership level as often as I should or need to, and I've been working on that. Have read the book now 1.5 times, and hopefully we'll get through the second half of the second time very soon. Critically important in terms of asking questions and giving your time, but giving your time in ways that are focused and prioritized to benefit ultimately you and the world and the other people. So that's a delicate balance of how all that works. And that's why I mentioned the word magic. It is magical when it works and it makes you feel really good. We want you to feel really good. The rest of the week is going to be quite busy. We've got a couple of different things coming up tomorrow. Cesar, do you have that in front of you by any chance? I know tomorrow we have Women Changing the World at noon Central Time, so 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And I think there's a in Spanish event tomorrow as well, 1 hour before that. I presume that you're probably part of that.
Yes, so tomorrow we have the Accra Ghana monthly meetup. Then we have the Spanish call that I moderate. So anyone speaking Spanish, like Luis, always happy to welcome you here. And then we have the Women Who Move Markets. It's organized by the Chicago chapter, and then we have the monthly meetup from Mexico City. So yeah, busy day tomorrow.
There's then Wednesday we've got the real estate call. Thursday we have a cross-cultural conversation, and then on Friday we have the global news program, which will be extra special because we have a number of people who are coming in. I welcome all of you as well to talk about what's going on in the world and what do we do about it. This is a monthly call. I don't think there's ever been a time in history when there's been so many things going on, from AI to multiple wars, trade increasing, trade changing, the dynamics of artificial intelligence, not just in our own businesses, but how it's driving semiconductors and the market and the impact of all of that. Stay tuned all week. Take care, everybody. Thank you for attending. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you, Basil.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Basil.
All right. Thank you.
Good day, everyone.
Good day to you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you, Crum. Thank you all. Thank you, Shankar.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Doug.